Pre-season's coming to a swift end, and we got a Community Shield game to look forward to. You're watching Foot and Mouth. Welcome back to Foot and Mouth, Ethan. How you doing?
I'm good, Lokes.
Been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. You did a solo episode.
I did a solo episod, solo dolo.
I tried to stop you from doing it, but you.
This
is your show, yeah.
I insisted, sore neck and all. Look, it's been a while. Obviously, the weather this side's been up and down. And also, I mean, so much is happening. It looks like, things were pretty slow during the off-season and then just rapid fire.
Well, weirdly enough, United actually had like a super good start to the transfer window.
Yeah, you guys really, you set the pace.
It did slow down,
You set the pace. And look, on transfers, obviously, we cannot avoid the elephant in the room. Julian Alvarez.
You called me fat?
Julian Alvarez on his way to Atletico Madrid, who have been making some serious signings.
No,
this window.
Conor Gaggs.
Conor Gallagher.
I think they sold someone, didn't they?
They're selling Omorodin. I don't know how to say his name really.
To Chelsea, yeah.
Atletico Madrid obviously signed Conor Gallagher for like 40 odd mil. Good
signing.
They signed Julian Alvarez now for, I think the total fee is going to be like 95.
Yeah, it's somewhere between 80 and 100.
It's 75 mil up
Which I think
front
is fair.
with 20 mil add-ons.
Which is fair.
This is where I think the debate comes in. You think that this is very much fair. I think well overpriced.
Not well overpriced. Maybe a tiny bit over, but you look at what he's done. You look at what he's achieved. He's so young still.
I'm still maybe I'm a hater. I'm still not convinced by this guy. I think he's a really good player, but I don't think he's anywhere near a 75 million pound player, bro. Like
in today's market, though, what is a 75 mil player?
That's true, and that's where I think it gets a little bit debatey because the market is completely it's lost any and all sense.
So honestly, I think Alvarez for 80 mil, 80 to 100 mil, anyway there. I think that's fine.
My thing is, we've seen this story before with João Felix. That man went to Atletico Madrid for 120 mil, completely overpriced at the time. A lot of people were justifying it, and he has never lived up to even 40% of that fee, in my opinion, bro.
But I think we've seen enough from Alvarez, both with Argentina and with Man City.
Look, I still haven't. Has he even made 100 appearances for City?
I don't know, but I mean, he maybe not starts, but I'm sure he's come on as a sub a few times.
He's going to go down as the most expensive ever backup striker, backup striker.
When you look at it, when you look at it that way, the fact that he is a backup striker,
but to Haaland, in his defense, he's backup to Haaland.
Everyone would be backup to Haaland.
Yeah,
but
and again, even playing out wide, City have so many good options out wide, and he's so young.
No, he's very young. So look, that part is tough. The fact that Man City can have a reserve striker get sold for that much, it does tell you a lot.
Yeah, he did a lot for the club, though. I'm not taking that away from him. I'm definitely not taking that away.
He's done a lot, dude.
He got you a lot of FPL points,
and he's still so young. I think it's a fair deal. Atletico will definitely use him. He will get starting time.
He's starting for sure.
And I also like it. It's worth looking at. I think he's been wanting to leave. Obviously, he's good enough to start for a team. You shouldn't be a backup striker to any team. And I think he also, with Martinez doing so well for Argentina, I think he wants to guarantee a spot for the next World Cup.
And you're not going to do that unless you're starting week in, week
out. Exactly. So I do understand him wanting to leave. And Atletico Madrid, they look good. They made some big signings.
True. Maybe they're gonna make another La Liga push this season, bro.
I don't know. I think Madrid still will, but I think I think Atletico have a shout at coming second now. I think they'll beat Barcelona. To be honest,
the thing is, I think the handful of times that Atletico have won the La Liga, it was always against the odds.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they've ever looked like the best team in the league, but Diego Simeone is just able to coach these players to trophies. And I think adding the likes of Conor Gallagher and Julian Alvarez puts them in more of the shout, bro.
It's huge.
If not the La Liga, they'll probably go a lot further in the Champions League.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's going to be interesting to see how Alvarez does. My worry, how do City reinvest this? Because that could be scary season for the league again. They've obviously only signed Savinho so far, but now they've got like 75 mil to play around with, bro.
No, I did think about it at first because I think Alvarez is actually a huge loss for Man City. Like it is worth, because there were times last season where there was a little window where Haaland wasn't playing. I think he was injured or something. And Alvarez was able to step up and fill the shoes. And I think having someone like that, it's huge.
Yeah.
Because like we said, he is good enough to start somewhere. But
Doku's also obviously hot and cold. So with Alvarez being able to also play out wide, going into this season, I was expecting Alvarez to be used more.
Yes.
Just because of the hot and cold temperament of a few of their players.
Yeah.
But Savinho obviously is also a wide player, so I guess they're happy with cover that side. They just keep trimming their depth, bro.
Yeah, they do, and it's easy to do that when you sell players for like 80 mil. But
very true.
That's the thing. At first, when I heard the transfer, I was like, "Shit, City's fucked." But then you think, yeah, the money they have now, they will find a good replacement.
Because they could attract anyone at this point. They've done the 4-peat in the
really
Premier
can.
League.
But yeah, it's a huge loss for City. Don't underestimate how big a loss this is for Man City.
I still don't think it's that big.
I think if Arsenal was smart, they'd capitalize by a big time striker, and then they'd win the league.
Even that, I think obviously a lot of people have opinions on what Arsenal need to win the league.
It's not a left back.
I'm still very, very adamant that, look, last season we scored the most goals in the league. A striker wasn't the problem.
Yes.
We had the best defensive record in the league.
Yes.
Don't wasn't the problem.
Don't act like a striker wasn't the problem.
No, I don't think that, considering how many goals a number of our players got, I don't think a striker would have been that much of the difference. I know it was just 2 points. Anything is possible. But Liverpool have already shown you don't need a goal-scoring striker to win the league. Bobby Firmino, when they won the league, Bobby Firmino had like 9 goals to his name. Salah and Sane did everything else. I would like to see.
It is true.
I'd like to see a big time, like a finisher, join the club, obviously. But I still have a lot of faith in Gabriel Jesus, bro. And again,
You're the only person.
It's a very unpopular opinion, but in the season that when he first joined us, man was so good, and then he got injured. And then last season, another injury came into play. In preseason, he's looked very good. He's looked fit. He scored 2 for 2.
You think he's not going to get injured again?
It's not a matter of I don't think he won't get injured again, but I do think that with him on the pitch, we score even more goals. Whether it's through Martinelli or Saka or
I'm just
Havertz
saying, everyone is looking for a striker this window. United look for a striker. Chelsea are looking for a striker. Tottenham are looking to sign Solanke now.
Yeah.
Arsenal should be one of those teams also looking for a striker. They should have gone all in on Tony.
I honestly think that the striker market's kind of dead right now. I don't think Tony is that guy that upgrades us, especially when you consider the apparent rumors about his attitude and everything. I don't want anybody with a bad attitude at Arsenal. What we got right now is a team full of players who want to play for each other and play for the badge. That's what I want, bro. More of that. We obviously linked with Gyökeres, as is a lot of European clubs at the moment. But even that dude, considering his goal-scoring record last season, as good as he was, still a bit of a gamble for me because it's one season.
Arsenal should go for like a Premier League proven striker. They should have gone for Solanke. They should have gone for Tony. They should have gone all in for Isak.
Isak, I think, look, that is the name. And I'm very, very sure that if there's a chance, that's who Arsenal are going all in for. Because look, talk on the striker joining Arsenal has been very quiet.
I know.
It's literally just rumors. And that's also why I say I'm okay with that, because I really don't think that is our be-all and end-all of the problems. I
literally think that's all Arsenal need.
If
you could put a fucking big-name striker in that Arsenal team right now.
I'm not going to say no to it, but at the same time, when Man City are still Man City, I'm still not going, now we win the league, bro. I think as we are moving right now, considering the players that we have, I think we have a much better shot at winning the league this season, for sure. Whether we bring in a new striker or not, because Jesus, I think, like I said, I believe in the dude. And
but just because you believe in him doesn't mean he's the guy.
100%. He may not be the guy, and I may be wrong about this.
I mean, for the past 2 seasons, he's proven he's not the guy.
Because of injuries.
I don't care what the context is. He hasn't done the job.
Nah, when he's been fit, the man's hit double digits. That's fact. And I mean, again...
Hey, fuck, it didn't ever hit double digits.
Do you know what I think is the most interesting thing about this?
A 20-30 goal striker.
What I think is the funniest part about all of this is that it's every other fan that has the most opinions about Arsenal needing a striker. Arsenal fans, we fine. But it's like every other fan base.
I've seen Arsenal fans also say that Arsenal need to get a striker, bro.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I said, we're open to it. But again, I think I would much rather see Arsenal blow money on a Nico Williams, like a wide player, than see them go out. If the right strike, if Isak's not available, then I don't want... maybe Osimhen, if we do actually end up going in for Osimhen.
Tony.
I don't think Tony's that guy, bro.
What do you mean he's not the guy? Look what he's done for fucking Brentford.
But like I said, the attitude of the player means way more to me than his goal scoring.
For sure,
ability,
but 90% of these players have some kind of attitude. The point is to manage the dude. I think if you put him in a bigger team like Arsenal is bigger than Brentford, if you put him in a bigger team where he actually has a chance of winning shit, that attitude goes away.
That's a fair shout. And I wouldn't be against Ivan Toney. I am a fan of the player.
Because I kind of understand Ivan Toney having an attitude. He's that good and he's playing for Brentford.
Yeah, look, again, to each their own. I'm not going to be like, if he comes to the club, if the club are linked to them, I'm not going to be like, oh, no ways, I don't want this guy at the club. Like, I'm just saying, I think there's a reason that no one has taken up that cut price offer that Brentford are offering him for. There's a reason for that. I don't care how good you are at scoring goals if you clearly have an attitude problem that is putting everybody off.
Yeah, but
because he's still at Brentford.
Goals win you games, bro.
He's still at Brentford.
Goals
bro.
win you games.
Nah, I feel like that's like again, it's down to preference. The same like Chelsea. Like a lot of Chelsea fans are quite all right with how many players they are buying. I disagree with that completely. I despise how Chelsea are run, bro. You just get rid of academy products and you keep buying anyone and everyone. And then when you win trophies, I'm like, how do you even have any pride in those trophies that you've bought? Like,
What do you mean?
It's like I said, it's preference, bro. I don't agree with buying success. I like how Arsenal operate. We don't buy.
Yeah, but the point of buying success is to get to the success. I'd rather have a team buy success than have no success.
And I would rather see the team develop the success from the academy. We've got a lot of like prospects coming up from the youth ranks that I'd like to see given opportunities.
But Arsenal need to do something now. They've been second. They've been the bridesmaid, never the bride. They need to do something now.
Hey, again, look, it's Arteta's fourth season in charge. It's his last year on contract. He hasn't signed an extension just yet. But again, I will always stand by this. I can't criticize the club too much for losing to Man City, bro. It's Man City.
No, it is Man City.
It's Man City and it's Pep Guardiola.
Yes, it is.
So no matter what we do, Man City are still going to be better and they are still going to have the better coach at the end of the day. We could go all out and break the bank for Osimhen. We could have even bought Mbappe and still lost the league to Man City.
I don't know. I mean, we saw last season. Man City isn't the same team that they've been in the past couple of years.
I agree there. I agree with it.
We didn't see them win the Champions League last season. We saw them barely win the league against Arsenal.
Yeah, 2 points, 2 points. I think it was.
Bro, Arsenal is in the point now where they can win 100%, and they should take advantage of this because you may not get this chance again.
I think we will. I'm still very adamant. Our team is young enough. Our manager's young enough. I think we will. Like I said, you know me. I'm very patient. Even if we go for another 2 seasons, as long as we are actually playing really good football and we are pushing Man City right till the very end, if we lose it by 2 points, bro,
that means nothing though, dude.
Well, to others. To me, it still means quite a bit. Because again, I think that pride is very important. I'm very proud of the team, how far we've come, where we are going, the trajectory it's on. So I'd love to see a 20-goal striker join the club.
Yes.
But I don't want to see the club spend money for the sake of spending money. If it's not the right guy,
but
don't buy him.
you have to spend. Unfortunately, that's the way the thing is. You have to spend money.
We did that with Declan Rice. It made a difference.
Yes, it made it.
Now do
it again. Spend an animal on another player.
If you can tell me that there is currently a Declan Rice of strikers available, then I'd love to see the club go for him.
Solanke, Tony.
They are not at all on Declan
Watkins.
Rice's level.
What
Not
do you
at
mean?
all on Declan Rice's level.
What
bro.
do you mean Declan Rice came for fucking West Ham, bro?
Declan Rice ended up being linked with Man City and Arsenal. If you tell me Solanke and Tony and them are linked to Man City, then that's the player of the caliber that
We don't know
Arsenal
what
should
Man
go
City's
for.
going to do now that Alvarez is gone.
Yeah.
But up until now, they haven't had to look at another striker.
Fair
Arsenal have needed to look at another striker for the last 2-3 seasons.
Yeah, look,
Havertz was supposed to be the dude who was like, all right, we got Havertz now.
and he ended up getting double digits in
He
goals.
did.
He ended up being a really good signing for the club so far.
A very good signing, but he didn't end up being the thing that the catalyst that won you the league.
I understand that. And I can see why it's frustrating to some Arsenal fans, even to rival fans who just don't want to see City continue to win the league. Because if they do it 5 times in a row, it's official. It's a farmers league, bro. But
7 and 8.
it's hectic, bro. But like I still, like I said, I think this season in particular is going to be very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if Man City don't win the league this coming season, just because of how every other club is strengthening. But at the same time,
to be honest, we're not seeing. Fuck United have made 2 signings. Liverpool have signed no one.
It's Villa.
Arsenal have signed a left back.
It's Aston Villa.
It's Villa, yeah.
And Arsenal are apparently very, very close to signing Mikel Merino, who hopefully means that we'll finally be able to get a new Granit Xhaka type player. Who I think if Xhaka was with us last season, we'd win the league. Bro.
I know. I think if Xhaka,
I genuinely
dude,
think
like that ended up being so crazy that Xhaka went on to have the best fucking season. Of his
and I'm
career.
happy as hell for him. There's a lot of Arsenal fans that have a little bit of bitterness to him, especially because in his interview he made the comment where he had said leaving Arsenal was taking 2 steps forward.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think that's a slight on Arsenal. I think that's literally just facts. He literally went unbeaten and won 2 trophies.
Yeah,
That's 2 steps
argue
forward,
with
bro.
that,
It's not him saying, "Oh, Arsenal was so shit, that's why I left." Like,
Yeah.
Fair play to him. He's going to be back at the Emirates tonight. Arsenal taking on Leverkusen in a friendly. But yeah, let us know. Do you guys think is that 20-goal striker the be-all and end-all of Arsenal's title hopes?
I mean, let's be honest. It's the only thing they're missing. What else is Arsenal missing right now?
Yeah, look,
Your defense is fine. Your midfield's fine. Your keeper's fine.
I still find it It's just it's
You
it's-
can't
it's
always count
it's-
on Martinelli and Saka to carry the fucking load.
It's even Martinelli last season had a pretty bad season.
Exactly.
But
Now imagine Saka has a pretty bad season this time.
when you look, when
Then
you
there's
go-
nothing.
when
There's
you
no
go-
hope.
No, there's not. I think that I'm quietly optimistic. I think that how we've been moving in the window so far, I'm fine with the pace of
Calio
it.
Fury?
I'm very happy with Calafiori, bro. Very
But
happy
a
with
left back
Calafiori.
don't win you the league. No one
no.
was watching Arsenal last season and being like, if only they had a left back.
I don't think we bought Calafiori to win the league. I think we bought Calafiori to improve the team. Simple as, bro. He's a better option at left back, at centre back. He's better. We got so lucky last season that Saliba and Gabriel stayed injury free.
Yes.
If any of them go out now, I'm much more comfortable knowing the options that we have are now there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm happy to see the team improving itself. I've seen Arteta turn like mid players into star players for the club. So I'm not going to count them out. I trust the coach. I trust Edu. I trust their recruitment plan and their strategy so far. So it's like I said, it's just hard for me personally to criticize how they're moving. But I do understand why people are adamant that if we don't sign Osimhen or Haaland or Mbappe, then there's no hope. But me personally, I think there's more than enough that we've shown to prove that we can go all the way. Last season, we didn't end up beating Fulham both games. We drew with them once and they beat us the other time. If you win one of those games, we win the league. So it was that close, and that was without the 20-goal striker. So it's not that it's impossible. It's just going to be harder.
It's just very hard.
It's going to be harder.
And I think Arsenal at this point should be looking at, what do we need right now? What's the team missing? We're
And
clearly
I
missing
think-
a goal striker.
And I think that's fair. But I'm very excited for Gabriel Jesus to prove all the haters wrong this season, because that man he has goals in him, bro.
I'm waiting for Anthony to prove all the haters wrong too, bro.
Anthony
don't mean it's going to
Anthony
happen.
and Jesus are not at all in the same league, brother.
They're both Brazilian.
Then
They seem very similar to me.
let us know what you guys think needs to be done.
Speaking of United, though, obviously,
Yeah.
Anthony, United have had a very good start to the window. We bought, obviously, Xerxes and Yoro. Stole him from right under Madrid's nose. Stole him from right under Liverpool's
Well,
nose.
it's easy to steal someone when you overpay for someone.
It is.
Very easy. When you
I'm not
overpay
gonna
for an
argue with
18-year-old.
that. I'm not
But,
gonna argue with that.
Obviously, Yoro out for 3 months now, bro.
Yeah, 3 months. Look, that's tough.
Is it like United have to pull the trigger on the licht?
I would like them to, but I don't think Bayern are. It doesn't seem like Bayern are like super keen. I mean, we've seen United have agreed terms with how many players they've agreed terms with. Mazraoui, De
for
Ligt.
like months now.
Yeah,
they've had all
we
the
agreed
teams.
terms with Ugarte. We agreed terms with like how many players?
I think it's FFP, bro. It must be FFP.
No, it's not. It's just United need to sell players.
Well, that's what I mean by part of the FFP side of things.
I
where they
don't
need to ship players
necessarily
out.
think United is like. I don't think they have a lot of money right now.
I think the downside is your wages, bro.
Yeah,
it's hard to move on your players when you have players on those types of wages.
No, it 100% is. But look, Ugarte, Xerxes, and at the beginning of the window, I was very happy. I thought United would go on to win the transfer window. I thought we'd have a really good transfer window, and it's all completely slowed down after the Euros.
Yeah.
But yeah, case in point, that is the wages. You can't sell McTominay. Because who the fuck's going to pay McTominay 100k a week? Who the fuck's going to pay Casemiro 300k a week?
It was the same with Maguire. When Maguire was on his way out possibly to West Ham weren't going to come close to those wages he was on.
But, and look, we've seen United have been trying to sell Casemiro, but we've seen not even Saudi are interested.
Yeah.
Saudi have clearly taken on a new system where they're trying to sign younger players. We've seen them sign Diaby.
Yeah.
And I think the talk is they're going to sign fucking Richarlison now. He's going to some Saudi team.
I can't believe that dude's still getting bought by anybody, bro. But
No,
he had a decent season last season.
I think Richarlison is a pretty good player, to be honest. But we've clearly seen the Saudi league change their mindset. They're not just going to buy older, big name players. It looks like they actually are going to try and buy younger players and like develop them. So Casemiro's out of the question. No one's going to buy Casemiro. McTominay, the talk was he was going to go to Fulham. Obviously, we've seen Fulham sign Smith Rowe,
who scored in 7 minutes of his debut, bro.
So I don't really see them going after McTominay anymore, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then the only other one is Wan-Bissaka. We've seen Wan-Bissaka. West Ham are kind of interested in him, but again, Wan-Bissaka, the question is the wages. No team is going to pay him 150k a week. It doesn't make sense.
Injury-prone right back, bro.
It doesn't make sense at all. And again,
as good as he is.
No, he's very good. He's one of the best in one-on-ones. But again, the United have kind of done themselves in here by giving these players these wages.
Yeah.
Same thing with Anthony. There's no chance Anthony ever gets sold because he's being paid 250k a week.
And again, why would he leave, bro? Well, he's on a long-term contract, surely. He's got at least 3 years left on his deal.
But I'm saying, like, you can't even like necessarily force him out.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna sit cozy, bro. We've seen this before, where players are just like, screw it, I'll just see my contract out and leave on a free. You know what I mean?
So in a weird way, United are going into the season now kind of worse off Because
Yeah.
all we've done is lose Varane and Martial. And sure, we've replaced them with Yoro and Xerxes, but again, Yoro's out for fucking 3 months. And Xerxes...
Hoyland's obviously also picked up another injury
for 6
in
weeks.
pre-season.
And Xerxes is obviously very new. We don't know what he's still going to take adjustment or whatever.
I like that player a lot.
No,
bro.
I like him too.
I like
He
him a
offers
lot.
something
I was
different.
hoping Arsenal were going to go for him at
He
some point.
he plays very different to Hoyland. Hoyland is much more like a fucking go at them and attack.
Yeah.
Xerxes is more of like a hold up striker. He's probably going to link up play, make goals for other players.
Yeah.
So he does. I like that he offers something very different to what Hoyland does. But yeah, it's still tough coming into a new league, new season, new team. So
If you are able to lock down someone like De Ligt,
yeah, it would be
then
amazing.
I'm like, bro, you
But-
guys look way more better at the back. Although Onana has been speaking about how you should expect to see him take risks next season because next season is the season where he's going to be a risk taker. I thought that's what he was already doing, bro.
No, I know, but I think he just means more like playing out from the back. If you watch United, Onana does a lot of just hoofing the ball up,
Yeah.
which makes no sense because he was kind of brought in as a goalkeeper
ball-playing
to
goalkeeper.
play out. But again, I think you can only do so much when Maguire and Evans are your two centre backs in front
That's
of you.
fair. That's fair.
So I think what he means by that is this season we'll probably see him play more like he wants to play. Where
Yeah.
he will probably pass to the defenders, do what he wants to do. So I do think that's a good thing. Him saying that is a pretty good thing. Obviously, we've seen Yoro play. I think he played like 2 friendlies before he got injured. He looks good.
He got injured in the Arsenal friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look it on. So did Hoyland. He looks good. He's physical. He's tall. He can run. Him and Martinez would be a perfect combination. Obviously, we saw Varane is out now. And again, I say United is kind of in a worse spot because we've kind of just lost our number 1 defender.
Yep.
And replaced him with an injured
and a
player.
leader, bro.
Yeah, and
Big leader in the
replaced
team.
him with a guy who's injured now for 3 months. We've also lost Amrabat, and we haven't replaced him at all yet. I think we're going to sign Amrabat back because I think Amrabat's very confident he's going to come back.
Yeah. United just wanted better terms or something. They didn't want to pay.
No, I
the
think United wanted to get someone as a replacement, but obviously Ugarte fell through. I think they're looking at Zupermendi now, some other players.
Zupermendi is another player that was linked to Arsenal. I think it's a very good midfielder. If United get him, that's another bit of a game
If it
changer
happens,
for
cool.
me.
Look, we saw United pivot very quickly from Braithwaite to Yoro. So if United can pivot very quickly from Ugarte to another midfielder, I'd be very happy with that. But I don't think that's gonna happen because I don't think we're gonna sell any of our midfielders.
Look, Ugarte, PSG will want to sell him, bro. They just spent as much as they spent on João
They've asked for
Neves.
60 mil. United
Because they basically want what they spent on Neves.
United aren't going to give 60 mil. And look,
Ugarte is worth 60 in my opinion.
no,
bro.
he is. United just don't have money. And I think if this is a ploy to say, oh yeah, we're not going to sign you, and then hopefully PSG are like, fine, we'll give you 40. Like maybe this is a ploy to just like, make PSG think like we don't really
Push them
care.
into a corner.
Exactly.
Or it could just end up being more of the same from United, where they put it off till the last week and then they end up overpaying for someone like they
But
did with
again,
Anthony.
Again, though, we saw United. This is a new United. They didn't stick with Braithwaite. We didn't end up paying 60 mil. We pivoted, went for Yoro.
Yeah.
If United can, Sir Jim Ineos, if they can pivot, go for another midfielder, I'd be totally fine with that.
To Arsenal.
I just don't think that's going to happen though, because of money and because we're not going to. We have a lot of midfielders right now. If you're counting in fucking Mason Mount, Eriksen, McTominay,
Yeah.
there's that youngster Collier who's played in a few of the friendlies
Mainu.
with the first team. Mainu. United have a lot of midfielders. Bringing in one without selling one kind of wouldn't make any sense.
It has to be one out, one in.
It has to be one out of one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the same thing with the right back. Pasaka has to get sold until we get a new right back.
Yeah.
In. And I don't think we're going to sell any of the midfielders. It is unfortunate, but McTominay was probably the one we maybe could have sold, and that's out of the
I
question.
think
now.
he'll still move on by the time the window closes. I can't
think so?
lie. I think United are probably just going to have to accept less than they want. But I think he'll move on, bro. I think any club that's gonna buy him, someone like Fulham, for example. I think Fulham is easily one of the most exciting projects in the league right now. And Marco Silva can fully convince McTominay, especially if he'll be a main figure in that team. I think McTominay will make the move, bro. Like I said, United will I think they'll have to end up accepting less than they want.
I don't think United's going to do that.
You think they'd rather just keep him?
Yeah.
I feel like I think even they would understand that it's more detrimental to them if they hold on to him, bro.
No, look, I don't have an issue with holding on to McTominay. McTominay was arguably one of our best players last season.
Yeah, wasn't he like your top goal scorer, bro?
I don't think they're going to want to get rid of him for anything less than what he's valued at.
Maybe. What's the price tag on him? Do you know?
I think they want like 35 mil or some shit.
Oh, they're not going to get that.
And I think Fulham offered like 20 mil.
They're not going to get 35.
Hey, I'm going to be honest. If Smith Rowe's going for 35 mil, so should McTominay.
I'll be honest as well. Smith Rowe's well worth more than McTominay's worth, bro.
You think so?
Even with his injuries.
Even with the fact that McTominay is a proven goal scorer in the Premier League?
Yeah, because again, McTominay will only ever be a bit part player, bro. Even if he goes to Fulham, I don't think he's starting like that unless...
We don't know that. I think McTominay is starting in any other team other than United. Obviously not the top 4, but I think if he goes to West Ham, he's starting there. I think if he goes to Brentford, he's starting there. I think if he goes to Fulham, he's starting there.
West Ham just signed Guido Rodriguez. I think he starts over McTominay any day of the week.
How many goals does Guido Rodriguez have?
Doesn't matter. He's a better midfielder. I don't think you don't buy McTominay to get goals. That's not your plan when you're buying a midfielder.
I think at this point it is. I think if you've watched McTominay long enough, you know he can score goals, and you probably buy him to score goals.
Yes, but I mean,
you're not buying McTominay to do you Declan Rice.
I think you're buying McTominay to play a box-to-box role, and I don't think your box-to-box midfield is supposed to be your main source of goals, bro.
No, he's not going to.
I think it's ideal. Like, if it happens, it happens. But again, I don't think any club is buying McTominay with the mindset of, oh my gosh, this guy is going to score so many goals. You're looking for a midfielder to reinforce your midfield. You know what I mean? And that's why I think McTominay is worth buying. But 20 mil from Fulham, I think that's an absolute fair price for him.
No, I wouldn't go 20 mil. Just like I said, basically, he was arguably United's best player last season. I don't think you can sell arguably your best player for 20 mil. That doesn't make sense.
Look, it's fair. I mean, let us know. Do you guys think that 20 mil is too little? You think 35 mil is just right for McTominay? Let us know in the comments.
I actually do think 35 mil is just right. I think that's perfect. I think 35 mil is flat out perfect.
In today's market.
Yeah, I think if you offered me 35 mil for McTominay, I'd be like, yeah. But no, look, we've seen these the preseason is now over. The US tour is over.
Yeah, what did you make of it?
It's done nothing but fuck United up,
as every preseason seems to do for United these days.
That's true. We lost to Arsenal. We lost to Liverpool. I think we beat Real Betis. So yeah, take that. I know preseason games mean nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Man City have lost like 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chelsea got slapped up by Celtic.
Chelsea got slapped up by City as well. I think they beat City like 4-2 or some shit.
No?
Yeah, I think City beat them like 4-2.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't look too much on preseasons, bro. It's about fitness. It's about working the formations.
But and look, in that time we've seen. I think Rashford's been good. Hot take. I think Rashford's gonna have a good season.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna have a pretty.
He can't
good
do any
season.
worse than he did last season.
Exactly. And I think that goes for a lot of United. I think even if United don't make any more signings and we just sign Amrabat back for 8 mil, however much it's gonna be, we will do better than last season, based off the fact that we won't have as many injuries.
Yeah. Well, aside from what we've seen in preseason so
far. Maybe I'm fucking talking out of my ass.
And there's still, 2 more games of preseason for you guys? I'm not sure.
No,
I know Arsenal...
It's just the Community Shield.
It's just the Community Shield now. Arsenal got 2 more preseasons. So going into the Community Shield, based off what you saw in preseason so far, you confident? I know there's injuries to worry about, but...
Now, look, I'm going to be honest. I don't think we win the Community Shield.
Yeah.
Just as it is right now, United haven't looked that impressive in the preseason. I know Ten Hag's doing that thing where he changes the team completely from one half to the next half. So we haven't seen a United team play a full game because they keep switching. But yeah, I think just based on the fact that we're probably going to start McTominay. I mean, we're probably going to start Maguire. We're probably going to start McTominay too. We're probably going to start Maguire because Yaro is still out. We still don't have a right back, so Bissaka is probably going to play. And I guess we're forced to start Xerxes as well, which is tough because whole new team, new league.
Debut against Man City.
So just with that being said, I do think Man City will win the Community Shield.
Stranger things have happened, bro. United have won against worse odds against Man City.
They definitely have, but I don't think United are firing on all cylinders at all right now. Obviously we saw Haaland get a hat-trick in his preseason game.
Yeah.
It's always going to be tough playing Man City. It's going to be tougher when the main people you bought can't play. And that's exactly what's happening at United right now. Our main striker, Højlund, isn't going to be able to play. Our main defender that we just bought, who was supposed to be the hot shit, he's not going to be able to play. Which means we're stuck with same old United.
But let me ask you this: like, you're not going to cry about it if you miss out on the Community Shield? I know more than
I'm not
pretty much every football fan doesn't take it seriously.
I'm much more concerned with the first game of the season against Fulham. Obviously, Man City is Man City. The Community Shield kind of means nothing. We saw Arsenal win it last season.
Yep.
But yeah, it would be nice. I mean,
it's always nice to start with a trophy of any kind.
Exactly. Anything can happen on the day. But yeah, City have looked good. United haven't looked that good. So with those two things being said, I think City will win the Community Shield. But United is more so in like a period of fucking like limbo.
Until they can confirm some of these signings still, bro. The outs, the ins.
Yeah, and until we can confirm who's gonna do what. We don't know what Sancho's gonna do this season.
Yep.
Anthony's still there. We don't know what he's gonna do this season.
Yeah.
There's been talks of United trying to get rid of him. I don't know. If it were up to me, I would keep him probably.
Nah,
I
keep
mean,
him, bro.
we have no choice. No one is going to take him. Let's be honest.
Yep.
Sancho on the other end, I would sell. If we could get Sancho out for anything, I would sell Sancho.
I still think hold on to Sancho. But again, I've been wrong before. Especially about United players.
He made it to the Champions League final. He didn't do anything in the semi-final or the final. He's kind of fourth or fifth choice winger. If you're counting Garnacho, Amad Diallo, Rashford. There's someone else. Anthony. But yeah, so he is kind of like fourth choice. So if he's happy being fourth choice winger, cool. But I don't think he's gonna be happy with that, to be honest.
Yep.
And I also don't think people change. And I think his issues with Ten Hag, something's
still there.
something's going to happen, and those issues are going to come up again.
Yeah.
And
Keep an eye on Twitter.
And I would rather get rid of him now than wait for something to happen and then he misses half a season again because he's arguing with the manager.
Yeah.
Speaking of like attitudes, we've seen Sancho as a terrible attitude, not just at United.
Yeah, look, I haven't paid much attention to it, so I'll take your word for it.
But yeah, I think that is gonna reach boiling point at some time in the season. But yeah, look, generally though, I like what United's doing.
They look better than they did
we got
last
Van
season.
Nistelrooy as the assistant coach now. That's huge.
You obviously got Chido Obi Martin from Arsenal, and Van Nistelrooy apparently played a big role in convincing his move.
No, I mean, look, I think Van Nistelrooy should make a huge difference. Actually, having a former player of that
former
caliber, exactly, back at the team that involved, and I mean, also he was like managing and shit. So for
He
him,
beat Arsenal last season.
so for him to say, "Yeah, I will be your assistant," that's huge.
And there's every chance that if Ten Hag does underperform, he's the new manager, bro.
Yeah, but like clearly he sees something in this project as well. For him to be like, I'm gonna stop doing my own shit and come help you. Clearly he sees something here.
Yeah, that's fair.
And obviously we've seen Omar Berrada. We've seen a lot of new behind the scenes backroom staff come in, and it is making a difference. I just wish they would have. I wish they would have done a bit more. I don't know if there's much you can do with like trying to get rid of McTominay and Casemiro, and then because of their wages, I don't think there's much you can do. But I do wish they would have done a bit more in trying to get rid of those players. Like maybe say to those players, "Yo, you
have no future here. Do a Juventus.
Do what Chelsea did with Conor Gallagher. Basically tell him you aren't going to play, so you should leave.
Find a new club.
Yeah. I wish United would do that to a certain extent. Just literally tell these players to their face, there's no chance you're going to play. We will play anyone in front of you.
Yeah.
Because I think that is the type of kick in the ass that maybe a player like McTominay,
That's also been
Maguire,
debatable, though, the treatment of players at Chelsea. And again, I disagree with it completely, especially if you've been at the club since you were, like a kid, basically. Bro. You can't just treat someone like that. But it's football. It's a business.
It's a business. And I mean, if the manager, the coach, whatever, has a vision for this team and you aren't in that vision,
so be it.
Artist, bro.
Well, look, let's put a score on it. Do you want to put a score on the Community Shield? What do you think's going to happen?
Community Shield, I think City will win it 3-1.
I actually was going to say 3-1 as well.
I think City will win a 3-1. Defensively, it's gonna be tough for United. If we back to Maguire and Martinez, that's tough. That's Maguire isn't very fucking agile. He's not gonna play a high line. He's not gonna work his way through the mid.
Yeah.
Martinez can. But I think having someone alongside, he's kind of going to have to like babysit a lot of the time. And I think if he had Yoro with him, we would see a lot more progressive United. But obviously we're not going to see that. But yeah, I do have hopes we will score a goal. Maybe Xerxes, I don't know. I think probably Rashford actually. But I think Rashford will have a good season. Judging by the preseason, Rashford looks like pretty on point.
No, I agree. I think, so 3-1. Let us know what you guys think the score is going to be.
Let us know.
On Arsenal, obviously, we spent a lot of time speaking about what they have done, what they still need to do. All I'm going to say is I think it's going to be a big season from us. I think that our preseason prep has been decent. We obviously did lose to Liverpool as well. But now we've looked good. I like what I'm seeing from the players. And we've also obviously barely had our full strength team because throughout preseason, no Saka.
Yes, obviously, a lot of the Euros players didn't come back.
So tonight, Arsenal versus Leverkusen, we should get to see a more shaped Arsenal team. Calafiori's probably going to start. And then we've got Olympic Lyon this weekend as well. So a return for Xhaka tonight, a return for Lacazette to the Emirates at the weekend. We finished those strong, and I think we got a very, very good chance of having a strong start to the next season. But yeah, I think a lot of work still needs to be done in the transfer window. I am with you on that. Who we bring in and who we let go, I don't know. There's no more heartbreak left to be had because Smith Rowe's already gone. So whoever leaves, and whoever comes in, I just trust the club that they will be the right players.
And just a quick touch on the Olympics. I think the final of the soccer Olympics is
France versus Argentina was apparently a banger.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, France, after that Argentina racism thing against France, there was always going to be hot tempers in that. We saw players fighting each other. We saw Henry celebrating. But yeah, who do you think is going to win France, Spain final?
France, bro.
You think France wins it?
All Spain's best players were at the Euro. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, yeah, that is actually fair.
I think France.
France have like Olise and Mateta.
I think France are going to take it, bro. Either way, it should be a good game. But yeah, let us know who you think will win that, bro. I think I'm
going to go with France as well. Just to see Thierry Henry win it. I would love to see him manage the actual...
Get a gold medal, bro.
I'd love to see him manage the actual France team.
Yeah, maybe this is the way to prove it because Deschamps been there for
so long. Deschamps is old as well. Like it's either now or in the next 2 years. But I think Henry at some point should take over the international team.
I agree, bro. I agree. And look, finally, in closing, FPL is back. I'll put a link in the description for this video for our fantasy league. Join up. If you were in the season last season, you'll know that this guy was the champion. And I called it first time luck. He's going to try and prove us wrong this season, much like Gabriel Jesus is going to do with all you haters out there.
Luck is for losers, bro.
Thank you guys for watching the show, and we'll catch you in the next one.